answer afterward if I've confused you a lot.
So, just to kind of recap that, is you got to get access to the MLS. There's a lot of materials out there saying, oh, just go to bankofamerica.com and look at, no. That's where all the foreclosures are. Either you put a Craigslist ad and get an agent to help you. Here's a few strategies. Okay. I didn't really tell you this. Oh, it's on video. Well, okay. If you team up with an agent, I think this is okay to tell you. It's just some little strategies to help you out. Not all the MLSs, but I think most of them, they give you an extra set of logins for the assistant who doesn't have to be licensed. So if you're teaming up with an agent, who's to say that you're not assisting them? Wink, wink. So that's a little strategy for you. The other thing I strongly recommend, just get your license. It's not that hard. And basically, you know, REOs are going to be the hottest game in town if you're going to get into investing. And either you're going to be relying on an agent, or you're going to ask an agent to basically borrow their logins. You're going to be logging in, kind of, you know, kicking each other off, because that's what happens. A lot of MLSs, you need a token now, which make it impossible to borrow someone's logins. Just get your license. It's not that hard. It's usually, California, it's a few online tests, which are a joke. It's an open book. Then you go take the real test, which is a little harder. You do have to study for it, but not that hard. And then you've got access to the MLS, and the money you can make writing your own offers can really add up.
Because you get commission too.
So it's just a suggestion for you.
In addition to your wholesale fee.
Once you're an agent, do you have to work with a particular broker, or can you get access to the MLS without?
No, it's a good point. When you get your agent's license, you have to have a broker to work under. There's a lot of brokers like me. They're not Century 21 that'll work with you and say, look, you know, I'll cut you in. There's brokerages that have like a desk fee. Maybe it's $50 a month or $100 a month, and you keep all commission. Once you get your license, you can get MLS. Just find a broker. They're out there. Craigslist is like key to everything. It's gotten us a lot of mileage. But all right, so Cindy looks for big price reductions. She bought escrow stuff. We were on Inside Edition for. Oh, this is a case study. And we don't have time for that. All right, okay, I'm going to just get to the next point because you need to know this. When we got into trouble financially and we said we got to get some money fast, I had tried a bunch of different things and we were making a little money in different stuff. We put our heads together. We said, what are we good at? Getting deals. So how can we make this work? Let's just find deals for other investors. It was the very beginning of 06 or middle of 06. We started making bank offers. We finally got one. It took us about 4 months. I think I know we were the first one writing bank offers because it didn't work for 4 months. Brokers were writing, literally like laughing in our face. But we knew the foreclosures were coming, so we kept doing it. Finally got our first deal, and we got it accepted. We said, great, let's call up John. He's a big investor, buys tons of property. He said, we got one, give us $7 grand, you'll still make 30 on it. He said, let me go see it. He went to go see it. He said, it looks great. So we called escrow and we said, our friend John is actually going to buy the property, so we'd like to change our name and turn it over. They said, you can't do that. I said, what do you mean we can't do that? Every bank property has a no assignment clause. Once you write your name and you get an accepted offer, you can't put somebody else in.
Because they give you an addendum in the counter offer every time. And it's usually like a 10-page bank addendum, standard addendum, and in there you'll find no assignment. This contract may not be assigned.
And I think back to that time, and we're out of money, and we're stressed out, and escrow saying, no, you can't do this, and here we have like, a $7,000 check like right there outside of our reach. So we invented a technique, and it took some trial and error, but it works. And I'm going to share it with you. And we actually found a better technique just months ago, how to get this to your investor. And basically, legally, so what we do is we write offer in a land trust, and instead of changing the name to the investor buyer, we give them ownership of the trust. It makes them feel good, they're protected. As soon as they put the money in and close it, it's gonna close in the trust's name, then we deed it to them.
Does that make sense to you guys? Yes?
Yeah, I like that question. On short sales, normally they come back and they say, no, this has to be in your personal name. We're not going to take it your company name or any trust or anything like that. It's got to be in your personal name or no deal. Do you run into that problem?
No.
Okay.
We have some students that have told us, and we've just never run into that. I mean,
Sometimes they'll like to see the trust agreement, because a family can have a living trust and
That's
buy
right.
a property with it.
That's just crazy to say you can't buy the trust.
You said you use a land trust.
Yeah. So that's one way. I'm going to show you another way that we learned that's even
Can you just
cleaner.
repeat that? That you have a land trust and then you give the land trust to the...
What we're doing is I'll write the offer, Kurtis Squyres, trustee for either the Squyres Trust or the Elm Street Trust.
Although I had a broker this morning, my email this morning, it said, don't write the offer, Kurtis Squyres, trustee, just write the name of the trust, because the name of the trust is the buyer, and the trustee
Oh,
is
really?
just the sign.
Really?
So you write it.
Every bank is different, but once you get that accepted offer, you're going to be your name, trustee for Elm Trust. And there's a very simple trust document. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to get your buyer. The buyer's going to say, hey, I love this deal. You're going to say, look, I know you want this deal, and there's other people that want it. I can't put it in your name. I can't. The banks won't let me. So here's our trust. Here's an assignment. It's like one paragraph. I'm giving you ownership of this trust. Put the money in and close this thing. And they're protected because they own this trust. And it's basically a nice, warm comfort blanket for them because they have some kind of protection.
Curtis, do you have your slide in here about the lawyers? You might
So
want
it's
to
an
explain.
assignment?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You
I don't have that one.
might want to explain.
I'm going to get to Plan A. There's actually a better way to... So here's the no assignment. Why do the banks do that? It's because they evaluate your offer not just on price, but how strong of a buyer you are. So if they think you're a very strong buyer and you put someone else in, that's why they don't let you do that, because really, there's your buyer. I'm going to give you another technique that we just learned a few months ago that works more than half the time. It doesn't work every time, but it works pretty good. Sure.
I have a question on the trust. I didn't quite understand that. So that trust doesn't own anything else at that point. It just owns, it doesn't...
Just owns the contract
But I mean,
on that property.
so that trust doesn't have, if you've made other offers trying to buy other properties, is it the same trust by...
No, the name of the trust is whatever street the property is
Oh,
on.
okay, so you create a new trust. for
Yeah,
each-
and here's the thing. You don't need an attorney or anything. The trust is just an agreement. It's just an agreement between the trustee and whoever wrote the trust, and it just says, hey, we're going to put it